Hello, and welcome to what better be the last video for this LPS. No, I said it last time, so I have to preface it, but last time we literally just had the story.
To be fair, I feel like this one is probably going to be... I honestly feel like out of all three journal readings, this one's not only going to be the shortest, but I also feel like this will 100% be the end. I cannot honestly see it going really beyond this, so...
So we're gonna start with the glossary. I'll do the first one so we can start with this. So it's
Keyblade!
A key-shaped weapon forged by man during the age of fairy tales. Any other origins have yet to be revealed. Please don't play Unicross. All
Keyblade!
have one of three natures: light, darkness, or hot. These last two are exceptional. Most documented
Keyblade!
including Sora and Riku's, are
Keyblade!
of light. This is killing me. Where's the... Here it is. The hot must be proven before a
Keyblade!
will appear in its master's hand. No lock can withstand a
Keyblade!
nor can any non-agent of light. When does that ever come up, by the way?
You know, I don't think...
Because that would make Xehanort substantially easier to fight if that was a real thing. Just put your Keyblade on, that's it, you win.
Woo!
Alright, anyway. Special keychains allow the
Keyblade!
appearance and performance to be altered.
Alright.
Keyblade!
Well, tell me when you press the button.
I did. I pressed it for the title.
Masters, guardians of the balance between light and darkness. Through the bequeathing, they choose the next generation of
Keyblade!
wielders, training their bodies and tempering their hearts, so they too might one day be
Keyblade!
masters. While the word master might be tossed around, yes, it very much is. Only an existing
Keyblade!
master can pass on the title and its associated powers. Oh, I guess that means Sora didn't actually pass the... Dang it!
Oh, well,
Sora, that means Sora didn't technically make what's it called? Captain Jack a Keyblade Master by that
he
one.
technically didn't. But then again, Kairi. So
Well, Aqua was a Keyblade Master.
she was. That makes it worse.
But Terra wasn't, so you know what? This makes no sense now. They often elect to test the candidates for the Mark of Mastery. Among the
Keyblade!
Masters is one true successor who is tasked with protecting a hollowed ground known as the Land of Departure. Yes, hello?
Yeah, I'm changing the button on my keybind things. It is not gonna work if I keep it as this the whole time. It is bringing up pop-up windows every time I hit it.
I thought you, freaking exploded or something.
Wait,
I mean, you
sure
probably...
Keyblade!
Yeah, it does. Okay. Master Xehanort. Arguably the most powerful
Keyblade!
master in history and a staunch advocate for... Huh?
Lies, he is not the strongest ever. Haven't he ever heard the Keyblade Wars or the press the button wars? He's not ever the strongest.
The staunch advocate
Sorry.
for a world where light and darkness are equal. In his thirst for knowledge, he allowed his heart to succumb to darkness. I wonder how much this is even... because I can see it fades out after a while.
I can hear you surprisingly well.
Okay, well, okay. While attempting to reproduce the
Keyblade!
war, he was thwarted by three young
Keyblade!
wielders, and his body was seemingly destroyed. However,
Keyblade!
masters have the power to remove hearts and transfer them to other vessels. I Wait a minute. Didn't the first game say that it wasn't? An ability was
Yeah.
something tied to a Keyblade?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, letting that slide for now. Master Xehanort has leveraged this power of recombination and clash of Sora under a number of identities. 13 of them, in fact!
Oh yes, the
Keyblade!
war. An ancient and epic war that lives on in fairy tales. It erupted over a sacred place known as Kingdom Hearts, the source of all light. Wielders from the legions of
Sorry,
light.
I screwed that one up.
It's fine. And
Yeah, whatever.
darkness. You just owe it after the end of this paragraph.
Mhm.
Vied to control Kingdom Hearts and wiped out all the world's light as a result. All right.
Keyblade!
Yeah, there, we did it.
The legend has it that the fragmented worlds we know today survived from the last glimmers of light within the hearts of children.
Excuse
Isn't
me,
that
the
not
what of
true?
children?
The hearts.
Thank you.
Isn't that not true though? Because before the Keyblade War happened, isn't there the whole like Union Cross stuff, and they
Yeah.
were going between worlds?
I think the implication is supposed to be that those worlds were still connected at that point.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, I accept it. It's kind of dumb though. still.
Living embodiments of the darkness within our hearts. Therefore, the darkness has been in the world since its inception. Although they originate in our hearts, they have no hearts of their own, hence their name. I'm gonna get so many questions for this once I'm done recording. They instinctively hunt for hearts that survive and reproduce by stealing them. They have no leaders or hierarchy. Least of all, the chaotic purebloods, which arise spontaneously. Emblem less, those created artificially by Xehanort's Ansem behave in much the same way. Oh boy.
I have a lot of
Keyblade!
questions myself.
Oh, no, ignore that
yeah.
Keyblade. I read it wrong.
No, I'm not gonna ignore it. It's amazing. Kingdom Hearts. According to legend, the source of all true light is known as Kingdom Hearts. We know Xehanort has created 2 Kingdom Hearts now, both artificially by amassing enough hearts. One was made from the hearts of worlds, and another was made from the hearts of people.
Didn't he spend the entirety of the first game looking for that first one, though? How did he make it?
Yeah,
Little Kingdom Hearts 2, yeah, he definitely made, but
I always
Wasn't it the first
assumed the
game?
second. I always assumed the first one was actually just not Kingdom Hearts, and it was literally just a portal between the dimensions. But they decided to call it Kingdom Hearts. I know I said the made from
Yeah.
the hearts of the world. I know I said the beginning part. Where
Yeah.
had a door that led to the realm of darkness. Its depths were never fully charted. I mean, I assumed it was essentially infinite. The
assumption.
Kingdom Hearts, made from the hearts of people, was believed to have the power to recomplete someone whose heart has been lost. Can I just point out real quick that when days before we recorded this,
Mhm.
I was like, the last part of this isn't going to be bad. It's probably going to be the least strenuous on our voice. But so far, this has probably been the most strenuous.
Oh, by a mile. My voice already wants to die. Oh,
And
boy.
we're doing this first of the day, guys. I hope the next few.
Oh, yeah, we have to do
recordings
3 more videos today. This is going to be
That's
a
why I'm
horrible
trying to
mistake.
That's why I'm trying to subdue the way I say it to an extent.
I'm hamming it up full force. I'm not holding back.
Have fun with that.
Oh, I know. The strong person loses or is robbed of that. Their body and spirit can live on as a nobody. Nobodies have no hearts, but they retain their human memories. which serve as a reservoir from which to draw human emotion. Unlike less, nobodies are hierarchical and choose to be subject of the organization's leadership. So nobodies have their own form of government. Okay, good to see, I guess.
Yeah, it's called Organization 13. Speaking of Organization 13, when the strongest of heart become nobodies, they retain human form even after their heart is gone. Ansem the Wise had 6 apprentices, the best of whom called him Xehanort, or who called himself Xehanort. The real Ansem abandoned his studies of the heart, but Xehanort could not let it stop there. He and other apprentices betrayed Ansem and cast their hearts away to continue their master's research. Excuse me. Xehanort's nobody took a new name, Zemnos, and formed an organization with the other apprentices' nobodies. Once their organization grew, they became known as Organization 13, though at one time they had a 14th member.
They never explained that
Organization
inconsistency.
13 alive. Well, wasn't the whole idea behind Shion was like if Roxas was a failure, which he was?
I mean, he was
Wasn't that,
only
like,
a
kind of
failure
the
because of Shion, though.
Yeah, I know. But was that like the gist though?
Yes. It is
Organization
the
13
embodiment of shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, pretty. It was honestly like a risk they decided to take, and it didn't work at all in their favor. It was either a high win or a high lose, and it was a high lose. Organization 13's goals was to complete Kingdom Hearts from the hearts of people by defeating Heartless and collecting the hearts they had captured.
Ugh, I'm so sorry.
Sora thwarted their plan, however, destroying the organization's members and setting a multitude of captive hearts free. I thought that said mutilated for a second. I was about
I
to say,
saw
whoa.
too. 7 princesses. Another name for the princesses of the only 7 people in the world whose hearts are pure light. Well, not necessarily royalty. They are called princesses because they are all female. The one who brings them together will reign over all worlds. The nature of the princess's power is not entirely clear. But once already their hearts have been stolen to create an entrance to Kingdom Hearts, the so-called
Keyblade.
of Hearts.
Bravo. I rate that performance a solid 5 out of 7.
Okay.
Recusen's Sigil. What in the name of God is this?
The Recusen's Sigil, it's the Axon Sora's vest. They bring it up in the story. I assume you were too busy laughing over the half Xehanort scene.
Probably. Well, also, this is probably such a minor thing that it doesn't matter, because in the grand scheme of Kingdom Hearts, I've never heard of this word.
I mean, they do
Zemnos...
say it a few times, so you blanked out every single time. Good job.
I suppose, can you blame me for this nonsensical story known as Kingdom Hearts?
Oh no, it makes total sense. Clearly, that's why they have all these reports.
Zemnos, leader of Organization 13, gave new names to all who entered its ranks. Each name was an anagram created from the member's original name plus the letter X. This X is known as the Recusen's Sigil and has manifested itself in both obvious and insidious ways throughout Sora's adventure. Okay, so it literally is pointless. It's literally just explaining why they have X's in their name.
There's a little more to it than what they're saying here, but I'm not going to complain about them not going into more detail.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, from what I'm told here...
I get a fun one.
Oh, yes.
Keyblade.
If Kingdom Hearts is a lock, then this blade from the Age of Fairy Tales was the key. Key? Yeah, key. It could be argued that without the
Keyblade.
the
Keyblade.
war might never have waged, after all. You cannot possess what you cannot find or unlock. It is clear the blade was the inspiration for human rot.
Keyblade.
The letter Ki can be pronounced both Ki or Kai, leading to some confusion. Don't even get a start on chi. And symbolizes the perfect crossing of light and darkness. The
Keyblade.
can be forged by a high-dimensional clash between those two poles. It is believed that the Rikusen sigil is also derives from ki. Yes. Okay. Just going over that. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, I'm surprised this is actually this short.
I find it really funny that they're like it makes it only sometimes confusing.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Kingdom Hearts is like the #1 franchise for something that really needs subtitles to be even remotely understood.
Hearts tied to Sora. Not long after Sora was born, his heart connected with that of a boy named
what?
Ventus. Oh, his heart.
Thank you.
Connected with that of a boy named Ventus, and it was definitely not long after. It was definitely quite long after he was born. So, you're lying, game. Ventus
It's actually worse than that. It was before he was born, according to Birthplace Sleep. The stupid franchise.
But Sora saved him by sharing a part of his own. Several years later, 3 young
Keyblade.
wielders, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus, found themselves embroiled in a battle with Master Xehanort. In their travels, Master Aqua and Terra both met Sora and his best friend, Raikou. Sora promised Aqua to keep Raikou on the right path, while Raikou made a secret promise with Terra. Not long after, Terra became a vessel for Master Xehanort, and Aqua vanished into the realm of darkness. As for Ventus, he shared his own heart to protect his friends and returned to Sarah's heart, where he sleeps to this day. Years later, after Sarah got older, he unknowingly hid his friend Carrie's heart inside his own to protect it. When Sarah became a heartless, he also inadvertently gave form to Carrie's nobody, Namunu, who, while creating his own nobody, Rexos.
Okay, I dare you to remember how to pronounce all these again. I dare you.
I'll try. Another being was also created, a replica named Kion. Kion was formed from Sora's memory of Carrie, and share was the power to copy Roxy, Chris.
This hurts to listen to.
Ultimately, Kion and Namnoa realized their place and guided the pieces back where they belonged. Namnoa returned to Carrie's heart, and Kion and Rexus returned to Sarah's. Many hearts have touched Sierras, and those connections remain, but their stories ended in sadness, a sadness in which they still sleep. Look, there were just so many names.
Secret message. The past will be reawakened as a new number and never before seen detail. Prepare yourself for the awakening of the next number. Okay. That's kind of boring. Yeah. Well, that's the glossary. That took us about 20 minutes on its own.
Character files. Let's go.
Alright. So, I'll let you start this one.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I don't know if you want me to start it or not. Sora, a boy who wields a
Keyblade.
he has used its power to save the worlds from crisis more than once. Now, he has agreed to take the Mark of Mastery examination in order to retrieve a new power.
Raikou, a boy who wields a
Keyblade.
His battles to save the worlds have often pitted him against the darkness in his own heart. Now he is braving the Mark of Mastery examination to find out if he is still worthy of the
Keyblade.
Kyrie. Sorry, I was taking a drink.
It's fine.
So, Sora and Raiku's childhood friend. As one of the 7 princesses, she became a target of the forces of darkness. But thankfully, Sora and Raikou came to the rescue. She is waiting in the Destiny Islands for their safe return.
King Mickey, Steamboat Willie, 1928, the king of Disney Castle and one of the
Keyblade.
masters. He was among the first to notice something was amiss in the worlds and take action. Mickey watches over Sora and Raikou anxiously as they complete the Mark of Mastery exam.
Thank you, Mickey Mouse. Oh God. Can I give this to you so you can Donald voice and I do Goofy?
Fine. We did
Yeah,
that.
we'll just swap. We'll just swap here, but I'll read the one after Goofy still.
I'm gonna turn off the RTX voice for this. It's kind of
Fair
important.
enough.
Okay, so. I know you've been dying for this, so enjoy. Was it worth it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I can't wait for you to do it again in the Three Musketeers world. Goofy, 2 weeks vacation, 1952. The captain of King Mickey's Royal Knights is also his good friend. Goofy is stuck by Sora's side through more than one adventure. Right now, the King and Donald are keeping an eye on Sora and Raikou, or Raikou as some people put it, as they take the Mark of Mastery exam.
Disney spelt backwards. The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
No, I was gonna read this one.
Oh, right,
unless
yeah,
you
because
want.
we mixed. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Fine.
Unless,
get
unless
this
you
one.
wanted to take this. Okay.
It makes no difference, but you can have it.
Okay. Disney spelled backwards. The Sorcerer's Apprentice, 1940.
Hey, it's an easy joke.
It really is. A great sorcerer who watches over the balance between light and darkness. See, now I'm glad I took it from him. He was also King Mickey's teacher. With a new threat looming ever closer, he has decided Sora and Raikou must be examined for the Mark of Mastery.
Robed figure. A mysterious man
Why
whose
is-
identity is masked by a brown robe.
But we know who he is.
Yeah. And of course, he has the reclusive sigil on him. Yeah, okay. Of course. Sora encountered him
Yeah.
in Destiny Islands right before his first journey began. Raikou has seen him as well, though neither of them ever found out for certain who he was. If only we could figure out who it was. It could be
Hey,
anyone.
game. You literally told us who it was, game. I just want you to be aware, Gabe. You literally explained to us who it was in the game earlier. Lee, the human form of Axel, one of the Organization 13's nobodies. He has awoken in Radiant Garden. Good description. Thank you. I'm glad I had to read that.
Yeah, and I'm glad I get the long one. Axel, one of Organization 13's more unique personalities. He was especially close to Roxas, another of their members. Axel expired while fighting to save Sora, or perhaps someone else.
Yeah. Who? Pete! Steamboat Willie, 1928. Incorrigible, that's a nice word, I like it. Troublemaker, who was plucked out of his time out in Disney Town by none other than Maleficent. He has been her somewhat sidekick ever since. Now, they've been sidekicks.
Yeah, he's straight up a sidekick.
Yeah.
Queen Minnie, Mickey's Surprise Party, 1939. The Queen of Disney Castle. Maleficent and Pete nabbed her while King Mickey was away. Amazing description. Okay, you're in the main characters?
Maleficent's Raven. Sleeping Beauty, 1959. Maleficent's servant who brought King Mickey a letter at its mistress's behest.
Okay, again, I'm sorry, but you're a main character. Stupid
Yeah,
Raven.
don't you know this is the main character in the Kingdom Hearts lore?
Alright, Maleficent, Sleeping Beauty, 1959. An evil fairy who wishes to see all worlds cast into darkness. She has clashed with more than one
Keyblade.
wielder. This time, she tried to use Minnie as a bartering chip and claimed the data of all worlds. Don't ask questions, you will not like the answer.
I have questions. Zigbar. Hey, Roxas, it's me, Zigbar, one of Organization 13's members. As number 2, he has Xehanort's trust above all others. His job this time has been to vex Sora and lead him further into the abyss of sleep.
Yeah, of course, again, main character, you don't even show up in the game, but you're a main character. Brig, the human form of Zigbar, one of Organization 13's members. He became a nobody during a certain experiment.
Oh, how unfortunate of him.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear. Dylan, the human form. Why does he have such a long paragraph? This guy literally says nothing. Oh wait, no. Okay, never mind. I was thinking more of what's it called? The orange hair guy. I can't remember his name now. Shoot.
Lexaeus or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Not...
Him.
Yeah.
The human
Leads
form
up.
of Zaldin. They have similar faces. The
Yeah.
human form of Zaldin, one of Organization 13's nobodies. In the earlier time, he was one of Ansem the Wise's apprentices and helped guard the castle. He has awoken in Radiant Garden, but his condition remains unstable.
Evan, I hate your name so much.
Just call him even.
The human form of Vexen, one of Organization 13's nobodies. In his previous life, he was one of Ansem the Wise's apprentices and researched the mysteries of the... He has awoken in Radiant Garden, but his condition remains unstable.
Well, maybe you should stabilize yourself.
Seriously, did you ever think of that?
Alias. This is the guy that I was talking about. The human why is his thing? Oh, whatever. The human form of Lexaeus, one of Organization 13's nobodies. At one time, he was one of Ansem the Wise's apprentices and helped guard the castle. He is awoken in Radiant Garden, but he's fine. He's fine. He's stable.
Ienzo, the human form of Zexion, one of Organization 13's nobodies. He used to be one of Ansem the Wise's apprentices and researched the mysteries of the... He has woken in Radiant Garden.
Will fall asleep in Radiant Garden instead. Sykes,
Yeah.
one of Organization 13's members, he expired after an epic clash with Sora. In his human years, he was named Isa and was Lee's close friend.
Roxas, I'm so glad I have this one and you don't get to butcher the name more than necessary. One of the Organization 13's members, and also Sora's nobody. He was especially close to Axel, another of their members. Roxas ceased to exist after reuniting with Sora. Yeah, let's see how that turns out.
That's a lie. That's a blatant lie. Nominee. Kairi's nobody. Organization 13 used her special powers to manipulate Sora's memory, but in the end, Sora saved her. She ceased to exist after reuniting with Kairi. That's also a lie.
Shion, Organization 13's mysterious 14th member. Don't ask questions. She was an experimental replica used to catch Roxas's memories and create a
Keyblade.
wielder for the organization. In the end, she was erased from existence and returned to Sora, where she belonged.
That's a good way of saying that she was viciously murdered by her own friend.
Okay, so how are these all still main characters, by the way? Like, I was complaining with the Raven, but at least the Raven showed up in one of the cutscenes.
Yeah, seriously, these guys showed up maybe briefly at one moment.
Like,
They
Terra
did
had
at the
a
very end.
hallucination for like 2 seconds, if that.
Yeah,
Like, come on, that is
exactly.
not a main character.
Terra, one of the three
Keyblade.
wielders who played a pivotal role in a historic clash more than a dozen years ago. Master Xehanort possessed his body, and although Aqua saved him, his heart may never find its way back where it belongs. I would call that one out, but future game fixes that, so you know.
Aqua, one of the 3
Keyblade.
wielders who played a pivotal role in the historic clash more than a dozen years ago. To save a friend, she cast herself into the realm of darkness, never to be seen again. Wait a minute, this was a dozen years ago? Okay, so
Wait,
Gamer's
I thought
3
it was
time frame
10.
was a retcon. What?
I think I think they screwed this one up here. I'm gonna be honest, like because they've said it numerous times that it's been 10 years.
Yeah, but it was 10 years between Birth by Sleep and the first game. And then it was
yeah,
one.
then I guess
Yeah, and then it would be 1 year between 1 and 2 because Street Fighter 2 days and all that.
okay.
But
then
from what I
yeah,
understand,
no,
everything after that happened pretty quickly. Like, we all thought it was a
Yeah.
year, probably because of this, but Kingdom Hearts 3 retconned it, so it was basically, like, immediately after. So, thanks for that.
I'm googling this now.
You can Google it, but you still got stuff to read.
I know. I'm googling his age. Is it my turn to read? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Ventus, one of the 3
Keyblade.
wielders who played a pivotal role in the historic clash more than a dozen years ago. His heart is sleeping, and he has been laid to rest in the secret chamber of a certain castle until someone can wake him up.
Armored Ventus Nightmare. The armored form of someone who wished to protect Sora as darkness closed in. The armor itself was also mantled in darkness and posed a serious threat to Riku.
Ansem can you read him? I don't like this guy. I'm joking. I don't like him, but you don't have to read. Ansem the wise man, he's not wise, who once ruled over Radiant Garden. His apprentices stole his research into the heart and brought chaos to the worlds. The real Ansem expired while trying to thwart Organization 13's dark plans. I like how they're just using expired instead of like
Instead of died or killed or anything like that.
Yeah. Ansem the Wise is definitely dead. He has left some sort of data inside Sora's memory.
Master Xehanort, a former
Keyblade.
master whose obsession with the
Keyblade.
war led him to give his heart over to darkness. He tried to forge the
Keyblade.
and trigger another
Keyblade.
war, but 3 young
Keyblade.
wielders put a stop to him. This is amazing. Now he has revealed his
Alright.
ultimate goal to create the real Organization 13 and infuse his heart into all its members.
All right, so I'm gonna before I read Zemnos, I'm just gonna quickly go over this. Sora was king. It was 14 until through Kingdom Hearts 1 until Days, and then in Kingdom Hearts 2 he was 15, and then all the events from Dream onwards happened in a short span of time. So technically, it should be 11 years and not.
Yeah, that's what I was
12.
saying.
Yep, so they were wrong. I think they just screwed up. Because Kingdom Hearts 3, even the little glossary thingy, I think
Yeah, I
also
mean,
tells
to
you.
be
like,
fair, like what I was saying before too, Kingdom Hearts 3 was retconned out a little bit. Because it was pretty commonly accepted it had been another year until that point.
Yeah. Alright, Zemnos. Xehanort's nobody, who was once the leader of Organization 13. He tried to create Kingdom Hearts from the hearts of people, but Sora put an end to his plans and then the man himself. Oh my god, that's grim. You didn't say expired. So why is Sora seeing him now?
Handsome. Xehanort's heartless. He tried to open the door to Kingdom Hearts, but fell to Sora in the end. Once again, Riku finds himself face to face with his nemesis. I'll figure it out one day.
I think it works either way. I don't know if that one is.
I think
obviously-
nemesis is plural.
Yeah, so do I. You never know though. Young Xehanort. None. This is clearly just a cloaked man. Xehanort in his
now?
early years. Oh my god. Xehanort in his early years. He has traveled through time to guide Sora toward a ghastly fate.
Okay, now
What
why
the-
is young Xehanort so far down here compared to people like Greg or Terra Aqua Ventus? Like, come on.
Because I'll have you know, Mayo, you know what's extremely important? The Raven.
You're right. Sorry. Okay, that was all of them.
I still can't get over the fact.
Sorry,
it's
that was all of them for
stupid.
the main characters. We still have to go through all the stages. Which
Oh,
they
yeah,
do not
this is
have,
gonna-
the Never Was, which I guess they were all in the main character's tab, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fair.
Okay.
Oh, they actually don't repeat the characters. I'm surprised.
Yeah, usually they do. Okay. Neku. They don't mention that he's from the World Ends With You, but okay.
Yeah,
A boy who has been forced into the Reaper's game. He wouldn't be caught dead without his headphones, and wants nothing more than to shut other people out. But Sora and his other new friends may have the power to change him. No, they really don't.
No. I mean, do you know how hard it was just in the actual games to make that
S-
happen?
And whose fault was that? Speaking of,
Speaking of, Joshua, a boy who watches over the players in the game. He summoned Traverse Town to save Neku and the others before their existences could blink out. That's not
wait,
something
he
Joshua
summoned
would
Traverse
do.
Town?
That is not something Joshua would do.
He would just watch them die, and we all know it.
Why do you think he puts them in the game? It's literally just... I hate everything. This series is making me upset at The World Ends With You.
It's like, it's not even Chui's fault, it's just...
It really isn't.
Okay, moving on. Shiki, a girl who has been forced into the Reaper's game. I wonder who did that. Her constant companion is a stuffed animal named Mr. Mew. A stranger in a black coat tricked her into leading Riku into a trap.
Gosh darn you. Oh yeah, yo. A boy who has been forced into the Reaper game, yo. You want me to sweeter guy than Pete, and he seems desperate to keep people from finding out. Picked a fight with Joshua to protect his game partner.
That immediately makes him the best character out of all of these, and it's not even close.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
fact that he picked a fight with Joshua.
Hey, that's me.
That makes it even better! Right. Rhyme, a girl who has been forced into the Reaper's game. She has lost her memory, but doesn't seem too worked up about it. She serves
me?
as Joshua's portal.
Everybody's been forced into the game, though.
I'm surprised Sora and Riku haven't been forced into it.
Look, Joshua probably was thinking about it, alright?
I'm sure he was. He probably did because he couldn't. He probably would have forced Xehanort into it if he thought he could. Which I
Xehanort,
really want to
get
see
your
that
butt.
tie-in now. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, in later Kingdom Hearts games, it might happen. Well, no, Xehanort's dead, but...
But Masters, that could happen.
Sorry, Xehanort is expired. Quasimodo, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. Hey, I was born that year. A young man who lives in the bell tower of Notre Dame Cathedral. His master, Judge Frollo, had forbidden him from setting foot outside, but a woman named Esmeralda changed him and gave him the strength to see what's out there. And then she never loved him.
Mm-hmm. Esmeralda, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. A gypsy woman who loves freedom. She was pursued relentlessly by Frollo, but Quasimodo saved her from the fires.
Through the fire and flames?
Yeah, thanks to him just about the worst way possible.
Hugo, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. One of the three cathedral gargoyles who can be heard by Quasimodo. Only be heard by Quasimodo, Sora, and Riku. If they didn't add those two at the way end, I would have had so many questions.
Mm-hmm.
Riku is the wise guy of the bunch, or Hugo, sorry, is the wise guy
I
of
mean,
the
Riku
bunch.
is the wise guy of the bunch.
That too. No, well, yes. And quick to pick a fight. I think he's also voiced by Bruce Willis, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea who voices any of the characters out of Disney movies, with very small numbers of exceptions.
I only
Victor.
learned that the other day.
Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. One of three cathedral gargoyles who can only be heard by Quasimodo, Sora, and Riku. Victor is the deep thinker of the bunch and doesn't know what to do with Hugo.
Well, that's a problem. Figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
idiot. Laverne. I'm going to say Laverne. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. One of three cathedral gargoyles who can only be heard by Quasimodo, Sora, and Raikou, sorry. Laverne just wants Quasimodo to be safe and happy.
Wait, you have multiple models. Oh, it's an actual statue. Okay,
They'd probably all have that, if I had to guess.
probably. Okay. Judge Claude Frollo. Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. A wicked man charged with keeping order in the city. I'm sorry, I'm sure you could hear that. Brother's going insane. Wicked
I
man
heard it.
charged. He had no choice to take Quasimodo in as an infant, but kept him locked in the cathedral bell tower. Although hates the very sight of gypsies, whom he believes are the root of all evil in the city.
I mean, to be fair, this was during the time of like Salem witch trials, I want to say, so it's not that
I think
bizarre.
it was around there, yeah, maybe a little after.
Captain Phoebus, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. That is how you say his name, right?
Phoebus? I think so.
Yeah. Captain of the
How
Guard.
I've been
After
saying it.
meeting Quasimodo and Esmeralda, he began to question and then challenge Judge Frollo's methods. It only took him that long?
Blind faith, I guess. Pinocchio. Pinocchio. 1940. A wooden puppet Geppetto made. The blue fairy breathed life into him and appointed Jiminy his conscience. Pinocchio's nose grows every time he lies, but he is trying to be good so he can become a real boy and not a donkey.
Again, terrifying.
Speaking of, I'm so glad they included that as a
Pinocchio.
model.
1940. Jiminy Cricket. Pinocchio, 1940. A faithful friend whom the blue fairy has appointed Pinocchio's conscience. I wish
Geppetto.
I had a living, breathing conscience.
Yeah, I know, right? Geppetto. Pinocchio, 1940. Pinocchio's father. Don't ask questions. He went out to sea to find his son, but was swallowed, boat and all, by Monstro the whale. Inside Monstro, he was reunited with Pinocchio, and they all made it out safely.
I would say it makes sense that he's his father because he made him, so that makes sense. The
Sort
Blue
of, yeah.
Fairy. Pinocchio, 1940. The fairy who gave life to Pinocchio and appointed Jiminy his conscience.
Monstro the whale. Pinocchio,
What monster?
1940. The giant whale who lives at the bottom of the sea. His mouth is so huge that he can swallow up anything.
You can't live at the bottom of the sea as a whale, I'm pretty sure. Don't they need to go up for air?
Yeah, yeah.
Or at least most of them. There's probably a few exceptions. It's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Sam. Tron Legacy, 2010. Kevin Flynn's son. A message supposedly from his father led him to the grid where the two were reunited for the first time in 20 years. And then he died.
Cora, Tron Legacy, 2010. The last of the Isos. A new life form that manifested in the digital realm. She is always stuck by Flynn. Now, why couldn't all
kind
the
of
entries been this short?
I don't know why, but I'm kind of upset you called her an ISO like they did in that game and didn't say ISO.
I considered it, but it's whatever. It's faster that way. Although it isn't anymore now that we have to mention this.
Yeah, true. Flynn, Tron, 1982. Sam's father, Kevin Flynn. 20 years ago, he was trapped inside the grid. His disc is the key to reopening the portal back to the real world.
Guards, Tron Legacy, 2010. Programs that have been repurposed to protect Clue. Did these really need an entry?
These are enemies. Yeah, why are they here? Clue, Tron Legacy, 2010. A program Flynn made to look just like him. His original purpose was to help expand the grid, but the emergence of ISOs provoked him to usurp control.
Rinsler, Tron Legacy, 2010. A hostile program formerly known as Tron. Clue wiped Tron's memory when he changed his code.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, only got... Oh boy.
Eh,
Well,
here
at least we
we
don't have to
go.
change the order of how we're going to read these out.
Yay! Mickey! Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, thank you. The Three Musketeers, 2004. King Mickey... Man, I thought that movie was older. King Mickey, back when he was still in training. After being suddenly made a musketeer, he was ordered to serve as Princess Minnie's bodyguard and got dragged into Captain Pete's dastardly scheme.
Princess Minnie, Mickey, Donald, Goofy, the Three Musketeers, 2004. Princess of this kingdom. After someone tried to do her harm, she demanded protection from the Musketeers and fell hopelessly in love with Mickey, one of the three who took the job.
Oh, so she fell in love with him, not the
Oh,
other
well,
way.
okay, never mind. I thought it was in order, but it's not. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to do two in a row. Whatever. Hold on, let me turn my
I mean,
updates
same
on.
for me, so...
Yeah. glad you were able to hear the heart.
That was like exponentially louder than everything else. How could I not?
I had to do it that way so you could tell, because I know it's hard to tell what I'm saying.
Goofy, Mickey, Donald, Goofy, the Three Musketeers, 2004. An overnight musketeer and good friends with Mickey and Donald. Goofy may not always be on the ball, but he grew alongside Mickey and others and earned his musketeer status. Also, he's
oh
always
no,
on
this
the ball.
one you were gonna do it too, right?
Yeah,
So
Pluto, my personal favorite Disney character for when I was a young kid, because he's a cute old doggy. Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, the Three Musketeers, 2004. I think, like, unironically now, though, Goofy's my favorite.
I mean,
Mickey's canine companion, a faithful friend who gives his master courage and cheers him up in hard times.
aw, you just want to pet him. You can't even see any hair on him. Still want to pet him.
I'm
Beagle
literally
Boys.
petting Rocker right now.
Mm-hmm. Mickey, Donald, Goofy, the Three Musketeers, 2004. Three rascals who work for Captain Pete. Unfortunately for their boss, they botch one job after another. That's what happens when you go cheap.
Better cheap than she. Oh yeah, peg leg Pete. Wait, how'd he get his leg back then?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Mickey, Donald, Goofy, the Three Musketeers, 2004. Captain of the Musketeers. He was after the crown and kidnapped Princess May to get it. Mickey and the Musketeers must put a stop to his schemes.
One more to go. Oh, and this is going to be a short one. Okay. Mickey, Sorcerer's Apprentice, 1940. King Mickey back when he was still in training. In this world, he is a Sorcerer's Apprentice. He was trapped in a nightmare, but Sora and Riku pulled him out of it.
Thank God. Enchanted Brooms, my favorite character. The Sorcerer's Apprentice, 1940. Brooms brought to life by magic. Mickey's created them to fetch water so he wouldn't have to. Little lazy sap.
Yeah, you were clearly intended to see the legs, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
They
This
could
could
have
be
just given him his little thing.
Can you
like
not
his
have your
little-
wings over this? This is going to be really hard to read.
Oh,
Tundabog,
God.
Knight of Bald Mountain, 1940. A giant demon that emerged from the depths of the earth in a fiery eruption.
His wings are so large.
Like, you could have just moved him over a little bit, shrunk the model. There's so many things they could have done.
What does the toggle view do?
Toggle view? Was there an option for that? Yeah, I assumed it was just
Oh,
the
okay.
viewer.
Why didn't they give him like his little, like at least a little volcano?
Yeah, like
That
he's
was
clearly
awesome.
not intended to be looked without it. But yeah, that is everything. We're done. Because we did story before, and then we did the Dream Eaters in 2 videos ago. That was bundled with the Mementos tab.
Yep.
Unless you really want to look at like game records or anything like that, but
Nah, we already had to technically read through a lot of them
Yeah,
because
true.
we were trying to make sure we singled everything out. So, it's
So-
not really worth it in my opinion.
so that is it then. Even though I'm never going to touch a save again, you know, it's very important to save. So,
Guys, I don't blame
98
you.
hours, good.
That's a lot of hours.
It is.
You just add a few more to those, you know, just 2 more.
Yeah, well, thank you all for watching. We'll be
Well-
starting up 0.2 in a little bit. I'm gonna let Yogi finish off the Mario 64 DS first. We agreed on that.
Yep.
The game's
Yep,
not
and
gonna
then
take
once
that long
that's
anyway,
done-
so
Yeah, it's actually relatively close to the end.
we're
as
already
we're
almost done as is.
recording.
So
So we'll see you guys in probably like 2 weeks, if I had to guess.
yeah, or you know, you could just stop in on anything else. Personally, I've already started doing Sly 3, so shouldn't be surprised I'm doing that currently. But
yeah, pretty much.
yes,
See you guys
yeah,
next
with
time.
something. Goodbye. I'll toast,
Thank
toast,
you
toast,
guys.
toast.
Thank you guys for watching us read. I love you all.
I
Chicken
love reading!
tenders. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And chicken tenders are the second best food of choice, right behind toast. Goodbye.
Agreed. Goodbye.